a coach, I'm constantly looking for ways to level up and improve my life and where I'm operating from. The primary reason that I decided to invest in myself this year is that I want to be the best coach that I can possibly be for any client that I have the privilege of working with. And I realized that there were some tools that I didn't have that I really wanted. So my journey to get my trainer certification as a neurolinguistic programming practitioner has led me down a path of also self-discovery. I'm so grateful that I had the courage to take myself on this year because I met another version of me that I knew unconsciously that was there. I just didn't know how I was gonna let her out of the cage. I have been trapped in so many ways. I've created a lot of success for myself. I don't wanna discount that. But for me to get to the next level of where I wanna be financially, in my life, in my marriage, in my business, I had to be willing to face some demons and I had to be willing to ask the questions. Me investing in neurolinguistic programming practitioner, master practitioner, and trainer certifications this last year has not only given me more tools and skills to be able to help you or help my clients, I am a stronger, wiser, more balanced, connected, vulnerable me, and that benefits everyone. Investing in myself is one of the things that I have been doing the last 10 years to continue to level up my life. And that's why I decided to do this. I want you to hear about some of the ahas that I've had. And I invite you to think about for yourself right now, what are you doing to level up in your own life? Neurolinguistic programming, that's what NLP stands for. And in October of 2022, I enrolled, I was just thinking about that. In October of 2022, I enrolled in NLP because as a coach and someone who is deeply committed to helping people truly transform their lives and lives with money, I wanted the best, the most knowledge possible on how to actually do that. I've been through NLP-based programs. I went through a program here in Las Vegas. The biggest name out there is Tony Robbins. He's an NLP-based program. And here's what happens when you go through those programs. You show up, you're jazzed up, they keep you on an emotional high the whole weekend. You have the opportunity to reframe some things in your life. You leave, and maybe you leave, sign up for the next experience, or you leave to work with a coach, and you're on fire for your life. That stuff works to a certain extent, because then what happens? You find yourself back at a Tony Robbins event, trying to make new changes, level up, and you have to keep going back over and over again. With NLP, learning the same framework that Tony Robbins knows and studied for years, now I have all of the certifications to be able to help my clients create sustainable change. And it's not an NLP-based experience, it's actually NLP practitioner experience. The tools that I have now as a coach, and specifically as a money coach, can help my clients real time shift things in their brain and their own neurology to have a totally new experience of themselves without changing a single thing. So ultimately, I decided to get my certifications in NLP so that I can be an NLP practitioner for the benefit of my clients. But what the magic was that actually happened is that I ended up changing my own life and transforming my own life in the process. So it's a apply to self first experience where in order for me to get my certifications, I have to go through all of the exercises, all of the processes, and it required me to show up at a totally different level for myself first. So now I can do that for my clients. I like to hire people, one, who are at a higher level than me, because it gives me something to reach up to. Do I know everything? No. And do I have more ground to cover for myself? Absolutely. I was listening to an Eminem song, Higher, after my NLP graduation, my trainer certification graduation this last weekend. And it says, every time I hit the ceiling, I go higher than I've ever been. I want a coach who's going higher, going higher, going higher for themselves. And I want to learn how to model that so that I can do it for myself and then teach my clients how to do it. So I think the question was why NLP? And it was the right place for me to be able to say, how do I make an impact with money? Because it's so important, and women today, we need more support, more information, and more coaching financially than ever before, because we have more of it and we will have more of it. Next to that though, information and education is only going to take you so far. At some point, you're going to have to take action. And that's where my coaching comes into play, is that I am intentionally integrating all that I know about money, all the tools, all the systems, all the information with coaching, so that people, you, women in my world, I'm not just giving out great information, I'm giving out tangible ways and support for you to actually transform your life. How do I know this works? I've done it myself. So I've done the work myself, and I think that's another quality of a really great coach, is that they've had the courage to meet themselves, they've had the courage to do the work. And I know for me, that has been my journey over the last 10 years. I'm not just talking the talk. It's not just about me giving you information or telling you what I think you should do. I have done the work to turn my life inside out. I have done the work to get through a divorce, to rebuild financially, and to build a life and business that I love. I have done the work to meet myself, meet the darker parts of myself, and to be able to have the courage to break through the beliefs and the bullshit to be able to have what it is that I want. I have limits. I have stopped myself. I know what it's like, and I believe that my coaching is different for that reason. I know what it's like to struggle with money. I know what it's like to doubt myself. I know what it's like to be stressed the fuck out. I know what it's like to compare myself. I know what it's like to have a dream so big that I cry because I don't know how I'm going to get there. And I also know what it's like to invest in coaching and get the results that I want in my life. So NLP was insanely impactful for me because I had the ability to meet myself and all the parts of me that were not working. And I would love the ability to do that for you, because no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. And personal finance does not have to be perfect. All it has to be is something that makes you happy. And that's why I chose NLP. I was really thinking about this, like, why am I picking on Dave Ramsey so much? And so let me be clear. And for you specifically, I don't want to talk about Dave, I want to talk about you who's watching this specifically. By giving someone else the responsibility of changing your life, by following someone else's system, by saying his way is the only way, or by even saying your way is the only way, I think that so many of us and so many of you skirt personal responsibility. And that's at the heart of my conversation about Dave Ramsey. Someone telling you what you should do, or something is good or bad, and then you listen to that and you take that as your qualifier for living a happy, healthy life and your best life because you don't have debt. Where are you owning that conversation? Where are you taking personal responsibility for what it is that you want versus what someone is telling you that you should have? For me, that's a big distinction between doing what someone told you to do and then wanting to ring that bell to be able to satisfy them or please them or make them happy because you did the right thing is not sustainable. What is sustainable is you being real and honest with yourself about what it is that's important to you and how you feel about your actual life. If you're ashamed that you have debt, that thing, that shame, we need to figure out where that started for you, not because someone's telling you that you're an idiot or you're stupid because you went into debt. So Dave Ramsey's cool, fine. He works for a lot of people. What I want to do is look at you right now in the eye and say, what are you doing with your life? And if you want to move past shame and guilt, it came from somewhere. And that conversation is not helping you, and it's not serving you by just driving you down into more shame and more guilt and breaking you down. It's not sustainable. Following other people's guidelines of what you should do and how you should live in any area of your life is not sustainable. That is the biggest difference between me and Dave Ramsey. I'm not saying that his stuff is bullshit. I'm saying there is a different way and a better way for you to get to know yourself and take financial action according to your goals. And I teach that in my world. So the question is, why is debt not bad? Anything in life. If we could look at anything in life, and if we're qualifying anything on our lives as good or bad, there is judgment attached to that conversation. I got lambasted. You can go watch the video. I got a ton of people commenting on it about Dave Ramsey and how I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know what I'm talking about. And okay, whatever. Good or bad, anything is coming from shame and judgment. And I think that that is actually a very divisive conversation. It's a very unhealthy conversation. So when you're talking about debt being good or bad, couldn't you just equate that to good or evil? And if that's the conversation we're having with debt, it doesn't serve anyone and it doesn't serve you. Debt is a tool just like any other financial instrument. It is a vehicle just like any other financial instrument. As much as humanly possible, I will refrain from saying that debt is bad, because it's a universally qualifying thing that says that if debt is bad, then you can never have debt. And if debt is bad and all you're trying to do is get out of debt, I think you're playing a small game financially. I want to talk about building dreams. I want to talk about leveraging for your future. And if that requires you to use a credit card to be able to do that and then pay the credit card off, I think that's a much bigger conversation than just saying something's bad or something's good. Be aware and be really curious about where that's coming from in your own life, because good or bad anything is probably too simple, too straightforward, and it's not going to create the flexibility that you need to be able to have what it is that you want in your life. I'm committed to helping women with money because I believe that the future will be women leading this planet. And in order for us to lead this planet, we also need to be the leaders financially. That is the sole purpose for me choosing to work with women and help accelerate and excel the conversation around money. That doesn't mean that I hate men. That doesn't mean that men are not a part of this journey, because what I've learned over the last year especially is that when women win, so do men. When women win, hearts heal. When women win, financially or otherwise, big problems that we're having on the planet today are solved. Women we must dig in, level up, and learn how to become the masters and champions of our own lives and our own personal finances and business finances so that we can lead the way out of the darkness that's going on the planet today. I believe that in my heart. I believe there's work to do, and I am so profoundly grateful that I get to be in this conversation right here, right now, to be doing something about it. And I believe that women will be the ones who rise and take this planet to the next level so that we're whole, we're human, we're healthy, and we're doing it together. Have you ever watched little kids playing on the beach? They are so excited. They run down to the water and then they run back and then they squeal and then they get dirty and they have so much fun and they are in the present moment. I'm on a mission to help everyone live their best life, and I want more of us to be like those little kids on a daily basis, loving our lives, running into the cold water, running out, holding hands, taking adventures, making memories. That's what matters to me, and I want you to come play with me, come hang out with me. Let's get to know what's next for you, and let's figure out how we can all be more like kids playing in the ocean.